Patients with chronic conditions are getting mentoring and coaching from an unlikely source. Other patients who have struggled with the same health challenges. Here with the story is WSJ health reporter Laura Landro. Laura, thanks so much for being with us. What kinds of conditions are best suited for these sort of patient mentors, if you were?
Well, it's actually an amazingly broad range. It's everything from something you have to deal with and get over and recover from, like a joint replacement, hip or knee, but it could be something that you're living with for a long time, like diabetes, kidney disease, or a spine injury. So there are really programs all over the country.
It's broad, then.
It's very broad.
But what specific roles do these volunteers play? Because obviously they aren't medically trained.
Right. They're not medically trained. They are trained on what to do and what not to do, but basically, it's like been there, done that.
Yeah.
You know, got the T-shirt. It's really a way to share. The doctor and nurse can tell you this is how you're going to feel after surgery, but they don't know. They haven't had the surgery, most of them anyway.
So it's a sort of peer-to-peer exchange.
Exactly.
I've been there. Let me tell you. And so even if you've had a difficult time, it wasn't easy for you. You were still a very good volunteer option, correct?
Right. And it's a way to give back.
It's a way to give back. Yeah. So how do people get involved? Like you said, there is a little bit of training that they need to do.
Right.
So where can they get this training?
Well, you can go to your local hospital and volunteer. Almost every large hospital will have something like this, or you can ask them if they can start it. And you can also go to the American Diabetes Association. I think they have something like 82,000 people who do this. National Kidney Foundation. There's a lot going on out there in disease-specific area. Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. All of these folks are kind of training, and in some cases, really, specifically and formally training.
And is the only qualification necessary that you have had this condition?
Exactly, and that you can't be like, a nut job.
Right.
Obviously.
But it's important to note this is totally a volunteer position. No one gets paid.
Actually, interestingly enough, there are some models now where you can get paid.
Oh.
There's a company, I think, called Inquisit Health. It's down in New Jersey, and they're working with some academic researchers like the University of Pennsylvania to take these online training programs so then you can really monitor, train, evaluate coaches, and in fact maybe pay them an hourly wage. So there is a role perhaps for paid mentors.
Does that take a little bit more training though?
And that's going to be slightly more formal possibly, and a longer term commitment. Like maybe you'll do this on a rolling basis. I think volunteers is like I have an hour a week, I have 3 hours a week, a little more informal based on the time that you have. But some of these programs are becoming more formalized.
And what are the benefits to both the volunteers and the patients having this mentoring relationship?
The patient, it's really like a buddy system.
Yeah.
And for the volunteer, it's, maybe I'm still struggling with some of these issues myself. Maybe my diabetes isn't always in control, but in order to be a good mentor, I'm going to really have the, incentive to be myself in control and to be taking care of myself better than I might always be.
Right. So it's sort of a win-win, both sides. All right, Laura Landro, thank you so much for letting us know about this.
Thank you.